What if I told you that the next major twist in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex isn't about Boruto or Jura or even Code, but instead it was Kawaki? Because everything is pointing towards one inevitable moment. Kawaki is going to show up during the Boruto versus Jura battle, and when he does, the entire dynamic in the series, it is going to shift. This isn't a battle about survival anymore. It's really a battle about legacy, about whether or not Kawaki can finally live up to the vow he made the day that he sealed Naruto away, and whether or not Boruto can face the one variable even his fate-seeing mentor Kashin Koji was unable to account for. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explained video where we're going to break it all down, including why the narrative demands for Kawaki to return here are right there in our faces, how his power-up has been telegraphed from the start, and why this moment is going to mirror the Naruto versus Sasuke dynamic in one of the most meaningful ways. Also, the chapter does drop on the 20th this month, so depending on when we get the spoilers, the chapter review may be out on the 20th, but if the spoilers don't leak this month, at least a couple of days before the official release, then expect the review a couple of days after the release, since the editor does need time to cook. Also, if you're into One Piece, I strongly recommend checking out the new video for One Piece on my Everything One Piece Explained channel that I'll leave linked in the end credits of this video, alongside the new Fire Force video from my Anime Explained channel. So first, we got to start with the setup. Kawaki's absence, it really speaks volumes right now. So since Boruto 2 Blue Vortex began, we've been seeing Boruto's reemergence. He's been very impressive. We've seen Code's descent continue. We've seen Jura's rise as being a Otsutsuki tier threat. And throughout it all, Kawaki, for the most part, he's been a little bit uninteresting. Like, he's been absent from the battlefield in a meaningful way. Sure, he's had his skirmishes. Sure, he's made threats. But as the manga edges closer and closer towards the main event of this entire arc, Boruto versus Jura, Kawaki really hasn't made his move, and that silence, it is deafening from a narrative perspective. Why? Because narratively, this is what we call a calm before the storm. Kawaki's been bruised, physically and his ego. He's been outclassed. He's been outsmarted. He's no longer the unstoppable enforcer from what we saw at the end of Boruto Part 1, but this is where it all begins to turn. Let's not forget, Kawaki just demanded that Amato remove his limiters, not in a bid for balance or growth, but to go all in on offense, even if it means sacrificing his defense and regeneration, which have been amped beyond Isshiki in that regard. That's not desperation. That is purpose. That is intent. It's his way of saying, if I can't survive what is coming, then I'll kill it before it kills me. This also ties into Kashin Koji's prophecy, the timeline where Boruto does die. And this is where it all converges, because just a few panels ago, Koji told Boruto something chilling. And every single timeline he's viewed, Boruto dies if he fights Jura. He tells him, don't go out on that battlefield. Let that sink in. Kashin Koji, he is cold. He is hyper rational in terms of a tactician. He didn't say you might lose, he said you die. There is no version of this future where Boruto makes it out alive unless the timeline is interrupted. And as we were told by Kashin Koji, when things happen that go against what it is that he has saw, it creates a new branch timeline where everything he saw previously basically gets the eraser. It no longer matters, but Koji retains the information. Guess who didn't appear in any of those timelines that Koji told Boruto about when it comes to fighting Jura here in the Land of Wind? It was Kawaki. He's the one variable that Kashin Koji has not factored in yet. The one person whose re-entry onto the stage could shift fate itself. In fact, Kawaki has to show up, because if Boruto fights Jura alone, he's gonna die. But if Kawaki enters the scene with this new unrestrained power, it not only saves Boruto's life, but if we're being honest, it reframes the entire battle. I want you guys to think back to something, a very fateful and monumental moment. Naruto being sealed inside the Daikokuden dimension. Kawaki didn't just do it to protect him, he did it because he believed he had to become the type of monster that could defeat gods, and he knew that Naruto tried to stop him. It wasn't just to keep Naruto from stopping him or killing Boruto. Jura is not just another enemy right now. He is a perfect representation of why Kawaki made that choice. We can debate all day whether or not Kawaki made the right decision. You know my stance. I'm a firm believer that taking the choice away from a parent is never the thing that you do. And yet, so far, Kawaki hasn't proven that he can actually live up to that vow. If you're going to strip Naruto and Hinata away from being able to make the decisions that directly impact their child, you better be able to see it through. Otherwise, you are disrespecting the very person that you're trying to protect. He's faltered against Code in multiple timelines, according to Kashin Koji. He's shown more frustration than dominance in 2 Blue Vortex so far. But now, with Jura entering the battlefield, a threat so powerful that even Boruto can't face him alone, he even told Kawaki, like, look, in order for us to stand a chance, you got to get your limiters taken off and get all of Isshiki's attack power, because, fam, I don't care if you got the regen and I don't care if you got your defenses amped up. We got to be able to throw hands at this guy. You being a punching bag, that's not going to be good enough. This was all Kawaki's perfect storm. Just like Naruto once had to confront godlike threats in order to protect the village, Kawaki now must do the same. In so many ways, this is his pain arc. It's his moment to say, I'm no longer just a vessel, I am a protector. And who better to show up as Boruto's life is seemingly going to be on the line, echoing the exact same bond that Naruto and Sasuke once shared, than somebody like Kawaki, because again, they're an inverse relationship. Naruto's true son is really close to Sasuke, and Naruto's fraudulent son is a lot closer to Naruto. And that brings me to the narrative symmetry, and why you have Boruto versus Kawaki and why that's inevitably going to be delayed now. So here's the genius of this timing. We all know that Boruto versus Kawaki is inevitable. It was teased since the start of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. It was shown in the flash forward sequence. Everything we're seeing right now is just one giant flashback when you think of it from that perspective. But having Kawaki help Boruto first before they come to blows later, that's actually a masterful narrative design, because so far in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, we've just seen the tensions between the two building up, mostly from Kawaki's side. Boruto, there's some frustration there, but Boruto doesn't have killing intent on his mind when it comes to Kawaki, but Kawaki definitely does. And all of this right now, it adds emotional weight, because we know for whatever alliance they have going on right now, it's inevitably going to split. Kawaki, if his new power-up helps Boruto survive this battle with Jura, that means the next time they fight, it won't just be an ideology clashing. It will be gratitude versus conviction. It will be brotherhood versus potentially betrayal. Naruto and Sasuke, they didn't just clash at the Valley of the End out of hatred. They clashed because, being honest, they loved each other enough to try to change each other. Sasuke trying to change Naruto, granted that meant like, hey, I'm going to put a Chidori through your chest, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to unseal the Biju after I kill the 5 Kage who are helpless, and then the Biju are going to break the Infinite Tsukiyomi because I don't need your ass, the Sage of Six Paths said it. And then, like, yeah, you know, I might make a world and revive you, or you could be Hokage. Like, we can do a special, fam. You can be one of my 6 paths of pain, and I'll make you Hokage that way. Exaggerating a bit, but you know Sasuke's brutal. You know Sasuke do something like that. Sasuke had a very demented version of love there. Naruto's pure and innocent. Kawaki saving Boruto, it creates that exact tension all over again from that perspective. That kind of makes fans care not just about who wins, but why they fight at all. Now, make no mistake, Boruto will need a power-up again after this. Kawaki's appearance and his strength going up, that's going to force that. That's inevitable. He'll see just how far behind he is from his rival's newfound might, and that's the eternal shonen formula. Your rival levels up, and so too do you have to go above and beyond. Black Clover fans are going through that now, no spoilers. Now, getting into the power scaling and the stakes, basically boom, boom, bam explosions that every battle shonen fan loves to debate. So, from a power scaling perspective, this is long overdue. Jura casually erased like Shikadai and Inojin from being relevant. Like, he put Inojin in the Donut Club before Himawari saved him. He turned someone like Ryu and said, hey, go hunt down Boruto in the Sand Village in Sarda. She just basically one-shot Ryu. And now we see Jura coming to the battlefield after Matsu is cut up by Konohamaru. And so He's having to adapt mid-battle without even having thrown a punch yet. He's not someone who Boruto would just be soloing. That's not happening. Boruto's not genuine in that regard. So when you look at Kawaki, he needs this boost, not just from a narrative parody, but because the Otsutsuki threat is only escalating when you look at it. Damon is a sliding scale. We don't know how strong Damon is. We just know that he's well above Jigen in power, and it's one of those things where, for as strong as Damon is, we've never seen his full power, and yet we know that Jura is at least stronger than Damon because Koji said no one in the village could stop him. Code is also someone that, again, Code stocks are crashing, but here on the channel, we're holding those Code stocks. I foresee a Kabuto roll with Code. Sleep on him if you want to. Now, with Jura, he's only shown a fraction of his true power. He two-pieced Kawaki, held the biscuit, and when he fought against Himawari, he was playing around with her. So, giving Kawaki the full attack arsenal of Isshiki from a power perspective, as well as scientific enhancements from Amato, like Kawaki stated, potentially even getting Shibai cells, it serves two purposes. It lets Kawaki become a real contender in Otsutsuki level warfare. Like right now, Kawaki's the guy that is shooting the guns and then he's hiding for cover. He don't have a missile the way that somebody like Boruto does. Boruto has a rocket launcher. Kawaki's got, say, a machine gun. It's not doing anything to a big missile coming at him. This also allows Boruto's future battles to feel earned rather than just to be plot armor. The final twist on this would also be, what if Kawaki's arrival changes everything? So that's a twist you have to consider. Kawaki's arrival might not be to help Boruto, at least not entirely. Remember, he told Amato, give me enough power to kill Boruto, Jura, and Code. So imagine the tension. Kawaki shows up, he saves Boruto, and then he reminds him he's still a threat, especially say if Momoshiki was about to take over Boruto's body. This creates a beautiful narrative gray area. Did Kawaki save him because he cares, or did he save him because he wants to be the one that ends him? And that blurred line is exactly what made the Naruto versus Sasuke conflict so legendary, especially from like volume 65 of Naruto, I believe, when Sasuke shows up on the battlefield with the Edo Tensei Kage. We all knew that Sasuke wasn't reformed. He was gonna try and kill Naruto. Kishimoto was layering that in very slowly throughout that time period for the last 7 volumes of the manga. But the complexity of bonds and friendship and betrayal and love, that's what makes shonen rivalries, when done correctly, so unforgettable. Kawaki stepping onto the battlefield, it isn't just about power, it's about purpose, about whether or not he can protect Naruto by becoming everything that Naruto never wanted him to become. Basically, there is a storm coming right now. Get ready, because that battle of Boruto versus Jura, it hasn't even started and it's already heating up. But the moment that Kawaki appears, that's when the temperature is going to start breaking the scales. His arrival might be the spark that ignites the next major turning point in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, not just in power, but in legacy. Kawaki was forged in fire. Now it's time for him to burn even brighter than before. Drop your predictions down in the comment section below. Do you think that Kawaki will fight alongside Boruto or strike both Boruto and Jura at once? And if he does, can this finally be the beginning of the end of their bond? In the meantime, click here to check out more videos from Naruto Explained. Click up top, check out videos from my Everything One Piece Explained channel, or click here on the right to check out videos from my Anime Explained channel where I talk about non-Naruto content.